Hello everyone! Today we are back again with yet another tutorial. Today we're going to learn how to create a static website and deploy it to IPFS via Pinata. Websites can be gateways to information, they can be platforms for digital interaction, they're like windows into the digital realm. Right now there are so many ways that you can deploy websites to the internet. And within this process of deploying websites, it can often differ in intricacy and difficulty. So today we are bringing the ethos of decentralization into deploying a website to the internet. Today we are deploying a static website to IPFS through Pinata. Why is this important? Because taking the leap from a centralized server to a decentralized peer-to-peer protocol means that the power will be back in your hands, as in it will be you that holds the power to whether your website persists or not a centralized server provider. Before we get into it, I do want to urge every single one of you watching this video who has not subscribed to our channel to go down and poke that little button there, because we have a lot of great content coming your way. All right, let's get started. So we have a few prerequisites to address. Firstly, you'll need a code editor like VS Code. You'll also need a Pinata account and your own dedicated gateway. Now this should be very simple to set up. If you're signing up now, you should already have one created for you, or it will prompt you to create one. If possible, I would also recommend that you have Vite installed on your computer. You can go to the website that I've linked in the description below and follow the prompts. And also you want a package manager like npm so that you can play around with all the required dependencies. Let's get into it. All right, let's get this party started. So as you can see in the description below, I've linked this GitHub repo, and all you have to do is click into it, click into the code, copy the URL, and open up your terminal, navigate into the directory that you want to play around in, and you're going to go git clone, copy in the URL. And so this folder should essentially have most of the project structure and the dependencies already installed for you. Sweet. Let me just open that up in my code editor. Okay, and let me just take you through what exactly is in this folder. And as you can see, we have a folder called assets, we have a folder for components and pages, and then we have all of these other boilerplate folders in here, and you can just leave them as is. We have an index.html and a package.json, which is what you just ran. Next up, if you open up the pages folder in your project root, you should have 3 files: about, contact, and home. And let's see, we just have a very basic div in each of these files. You'll have nothing in them yet, and that's totally fine. What we're going to do actually is we're going to go ahead and populate it with a random h1. So let's say, hi, this is my about page. Let's go in here and just put, yo, this is how you contact me. Let me close those up. And then another h1 saying, welcome to the home page. Sweet. We're just going to leave them as is, and now we can differentiate them so that when we route, we'll be able to see the difference. Feel free to be as creative as you wish. This is your website. So let's go ahead now and import those into our app.jsx file. So at the very top, we're going to import home, import about, import contact. Awesome. Let me just clean these up. And now we're going to go ahead and set up our root component. So let's close this up and go into components. There will be a file called root.jsx. So why the root component is important is because it serves as the central point of configuration and organization for routing within our application. So I know that's a mouthful. In a nutshell, it basically keeps all of our code clean, maintainable, and reusable. Inside here, we're going to create our navigation bar. So let's go ahead and write in, or let's create a header element. Let's give it a class name with 100. Inside that, we're going to nest another nav element, and we're going to give this a class name of, let's justify between, padding, flex row, and then top 0. Sweet. And then we're going to pop our page title in there, our app title. We're going to make that an H1. We're going to give it text large, font bold, and let's call it my swag website. Okay, and underneath that, let's create a div element. Let us import the nav link. Oh. All right. And inside here, we're going to give it a class name of margin right 5. We're going to set the 2 to just, there we go. And we're going to, and that's going to take us to our home page. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. But instead of this /, I'm going to give it /about and rename that to about. And then last but not least, we're going to give, let's get rid of this margin. We're going to do /contact, and we're going to make it route to the contact page. Sweet. So I think that's all we need to do from here. Now we have our nav bar, which is going to stay consistent even if we change route. And just make sure that nav link is imported from React Router DOM. Okay, so now we are at the most fun part of this tutorial. Well, most fun and I guess most difficult. You're going to go back into your app.jsx file, and then underneath the layout comment, you're going to import the root. That's actually components. Right. And then underneath that, you're going to create a new instance of the function create hash router. Cool. It should automatically import that like so, but let's move this import up here. Awesome. And let me just go ahead and write out all this code, and then I will go through it line by line. Actually, I've got it right here. I'm going to just copy and paste that in. Sweet. So line by line walkthrough. This is the key part of what makes this project so magical. So we're using the create hash router function to create an instance of a router that utilizes hash-based URLs. Now, it's not so common to use hash-based, but it's definitely preferred when building static websites. And then below that, we're using the create routes from elements function. And what this does, it converts all of these JSX elements below into route configuration objects. So this really simplifies the process of defining routes, as it allows us to write JSS syntax instead of manually having to create route objects. Now, within this route configuration, we define the root route with the route component, and then we assign it root. This is child element. So this basically ensures that all of the root component will be rendered for all these nested elements below. And then inside this root component, we define 3 additional routes using the route component once again. There's an index route, and there's a home, and also our about and contact. Let's go ahead and do a few more things. Let's make this return, whoops. Let's make this return the route provider. Router equals router. Awesome. Well, let's make sure these are imported in here. What are we missing? Route. And then also create routes. Oh. Routes from elements. Sweet. Oh. Can't spell today. And what am I missing here? /. Cool. And from here, we're going to go back into our root.jsx file. And we're just going to go ahead and let's create a main element. Inside that main element, we're going to import outlet. Just make sure that outlet is also imported from React Router DOM. And awesome. So why we're importing outlet? The outlet component is like a placeholder for any content of the current route. So whatever H1 is in home or about or contact, the outlet is what renders it. And sweet, that should actually do it. Let's just go ahead and maybe update OMISish and run the development server. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, so we have the title, my swag website. We have welcome to the homepage. Now let's see what happens when I click on about. Okay, it says, hi, this is my about page. And then finally, contact. Awesome. So now we have a fully functional static website with some dynamic routing. Sweet. Now that we've checked it and everything's okay, I'm just gonna shut it down and we're gonna go run build. and this executes the build script. So this step is required in order to upload your website to IPFS. So this step transforms and bundles up all of the source code of our app to a form that's production ready. So you'll see there's a new folder called dist, and it's got an index HTML inside. And now we can go ahead and ship it, which means we can pin it to Pinata and then deploy it to IPFS. So let's go, oh, hello. Let's type in, let's navigate to my Pinata account. I'm going to log in. Great, so once you're on your Pinata dashboard, what you want to do is you want to go to Add File, click Folder, click Select, and then you want to go into your project folder, click on dist, which is just the folder that was created when you ran npm run build, and you're going to upload that entire folder. Upload, let's go, my swag Pinata website. We're going to upload it. Sweet. And now let's customize it a little more and just set it as the gateway as root. So I'm going to select my croissant gateway. This is my own dedicated gateway, so everything is going to load super quickly. And now that should do it. I'm just going to go ahead and click onto that. And there we have it, our beautiful static website. Okay, great. And remember how we set it as set the gateway as the root? What this does is, it's pretty cool. If you go to gateways, you'll see that my gateway is croissant.mypinata.cloud. So let's open up like an incognito window. Let's see, croissant.mypinata. Oh, pinata.cloud. See what happens. See what we get. Yo, love it. So there we have it. You have now successfully deployed your static website to IPFS via Pinata. Feel free to customize your gateway or any other part. I would love to see what you've created. Make sure to upload any screen grabs or recordings and tag us either on Twitter, Threads, or pop them in our Discord under the Powered by Pinata channel. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were able to follow through with everything. If not, do not worry. We're always here to help. And until next time, happy pinning everyone.